Well, hello there. Welcome
What's
in.
crack-a-lackin'?
Welcome into another great Friday stream. It is your boy Baro Schmo. Just kidding, that's you. It is your boy Alex, and then the Schmo. We're coming back. It's not even summer scouting anymore. We need to update this graphic, but it looks cool. We just need to change the text.
I could do it right now.
You should do it right now.
You keep talking, I'll get to photoshopping.
Right. So we're gonna be basically, this is the weekly shebang. It's gonna be a little bit shorter than we did over summer because we're not breaking down an entire position group and then doing some crazy wonky mock drafts. What's good, Suggs? But we're gonna be breaking down, basically reviewing what players that we liked, performances, etc., from both the NFL as well as college. And then you guys know how it is. We go to brain rot session at the end, but we're kind of capping these at 90 minutes because it's more sustainable that way.
We have lives.
I wanted to keep Draft Bros. I mean, you did as well. Like, we both want to keep Draft Bros alive. And, you know, we got 400 subs on Draft Bros. I didn't even check it for a long time. So shout out to you guys for doing that. But it's just fun. It's fun to do stuff on here. Real Mary Sports and Hail Broshma. Oh, that's funny. They ended up combining our names, but like reversing it.
Oh.
My dyslexic ass would probably think that too. But anyways, we're going to have a good time. I'm literally stalling so that you can change summer scouting to
something.
What are you changing it to? Is it going to be a surprise? Actually, you have the ability to upload it. I'll actually wait and see the surprise.
Okay. I'm currently also watching Arizona, Kansas State.
So we got that going on in the background for some extra fun analysis that's live after Tetro McMillan got 2 receptions for 11 yards last week.
Dude, they like double and triple covered them.
Listen, Megatron still went off while being double teamed. That's what you got to do.
Dude, don't sleep on Northern Arizona.
It was Northern Arizona. Yeah.
That shut him down. Oh. Yeah, no, he went off against New Mexico.
Yeah.
Like, New Mexico saw that, or at least Northern Arizona saw all 300 yards, 4 touchdowns.
It's like, we ain't allowing that. That ain't happening.
Not us.
Dude, have we talked since the story that T-Mac posted about potentially returning?
No, I didn't see that.
So it was on his Instagram story. Shout out to I'm forgetting who ended up adding me at it, but he ended up, I think, sending it to me actually in DM. So shout out to you, buddy. But he ended up posting on his Instagram story, and I have a tweet out about it. But he's basically, so Noah Fafita's brother Dash Fafita just got his first offer from Arizona, and he was saying like, "Hey, I got 2 more years. Let's go. Let's rock it." So I'm like, it's at least saying that he could return. I think it's more of like a marketing ploy. Oh, you got the new X logos as well.
I did.
Look at that. Talking
busy
foosball.
Boy. I had nothing, dude.
You could have just said football.
I was gonna put talking. I was just gonna put talking ball, but I needed a longer sentence.
Yeah, talking.
I don't know. I'm in my water boy kick right now, dude. I saw it a couple of weeks ago. Brought up a lot of good memories.
Huh?
Waterboy?
Oh, you're talking about the movie?
Play that foosball.
Yeah. Okay. I was like, Okay, so Anthony Manzano. Actually, I think it's more enjoyable if everybody can read while I read. Alex, with it seeming that Tua. Oh, we're already diving in. Sorry, but we were both like, hey, we're gonna ignore Tua.
That was the first thing I said to you. I don't want to talk about Thursday night.
I didn't even read it. I was like, the people can read it with me. Do the Dolphins draft a quarterback like Cam Ward? If Cam Ward is there, I don't think it would be a bad idea. I mean, theoretically, even if Tua stays, based on history, it's not a bad idea to have somebody who can come in because there hasn't been the availability that you'd be expecting. But it just sucks. It sucks to see that. I mean, I stopped playing football because of concussions. Obviously, it's far from about me. Like, who gives a shit about why I quit? But, like, concussions are a legit thing that I care about, and I know that a lot of people do. And it sucks because these guys, even when you don't see the massive hits, like when Tua is straight up throwing gang signs up, like that's all head trauma. I mean, it all ends up leading to this. And it's not just Tua, it's a lot of other players too. But it would be cool to have a Miami quarterback stay in Miami, I would say.
Yeah. There's too many variables at play right now. We just extended him.
Yeah.
We honestly we have no idea what a timetable will look like. Is he done for a few weeks? Is he done for the year? I get it.
What if he
Repetitive
retires?
concussions. I have no idea how that's going to impact him. Like
Oh.
moving forward, is that a retirement thing? I don't know. I'm not a doctor. I'm ignorant. I'm just going to wait till I hear something. But let me tell you the problem. Our offensive line sucks. Austin Jackson, 7 pressures given up, top of a sack.
Yeah.
Our left guard spots, it's a nightmare. You had Robert Jones start the game, not great. Lester Cotton came in, made me weep. I never want to see Lester Cotton on the field. It wasn't good last year, and he wasn't good in this game. Like, I've been saying it, man, every year for like 5 years now. Every year, Dolphins need to draft offensive line.
Yep.
This dated before Tua. Oh, but yeah, I mean, right now it's like, I guess you can mock. I mean, at this point, mock drafts are just more so to highlight prospects and
fits.
Yeah, it fits, and it kind of goes over, okay, where the teams are at this moment.
Right.
And of course, I mean, much like most sports, it's a game of runs. It's a game of momentum. Teams will get hot during the last part of the year. So it's just kind of like monitoring the it's a heart monitor for every team. So,
yep. That's pretty straightforward. I do think that within the first 3 rounds, at least if you do see someone with talent slip that you truly believe in, and it's not for injury reasons, because if you're trying to get somebody as of relief for someone who's not as available, probably want to have somebody who doesn't have availability as a red flag. But
if you
I'm
being honest, I don't want to draft a quarterback. We signed him. If anything,
like Jacoby Brissett or something,
go get a reliable vet.
Yeah. I mean, that's fair.
If he's good to play moving forward, like again, if he does have to retire, I have no idea how that impacts us, like financially. I don't know what does that mean for the deal. Like I have no idea. I have no clue.
Right.
So,
I mean, it's somewhere in that contract, I'm sure. Like we just hear the very, very tippity top figures, but there's a lot more. Damn, is it that good? Like you straight up look like you're.
I love Red Bull, dude.
Yeah,
I love Red Bull so much.
Shoot,
I just twisted my nipples so hard too.
Welcome to the show, everybody. I guess the brain rot's starting early.
We got talking about the Dolphins and Tua. I'm sad. I needed something.
Speaking of brain rot, it's right too early. Sorry, Tua. We love you. We do.
I mean, I love that how much love he got. Like, just just
Tony did bring up a good counter. He did say the concussion this time was not due to the offensive line, but there is issues with.
No. I mean, it was him having to pick up a 4th down because they're out of the game. Those first 2 interceptions, you could put that on the offensive line. You could put that on miscommunication with his receivers.
Yeah,
because one of those stupid ones was the freaking chosen, who ran the wrong route.
Yeah. Yep.
Or at least he didn't run a route Tua was expecting.
Well, the crazy thing is now DeMar Hamlin has a 1 KD. He's 1-1. Shout out to him. Anyways.
I don't know. Okay. I was going to say, why would DeMar Hamlin want to do this to someone else?
I don't think he tried to. He didn't.
It wasn't that bad of a hit either.
No. It's just the brain doesn't require massive impact to like actually end up with massive,
especially if it's been multiple times at this point. Like,
I'm scared for him.
You're scared.
Like, it is actually genuinely scary to see somebody continually go back and back and back, where it's like brain damage is no joke, man. It really is not. But we do have, let's kind of pivot. Hold on. Every time he gets concussed, people always overreact. Oh, Tristan. We need to fire. It's the same shit. He needs to retire. Oh, yeah. Well, I don't know if it's an overreaction to say he should retire and that there are other factors in there. But I
don't know. Again, there's too many variables.
Yeah, way too many variables to put it on one. But the offensive line doesn't help. We could look at the
dude. Even like Terry and Arnold got banged up in this game. Like, dude, like I love Terran Arnold. Terran Arnold.
Yeah, I was like
Armstead.
Terran
I love that dude, but
That dude
like
always is hurt.
straight up, man.
Like
He never can stay healthy for a full season.
Ever.
We knew that. I know we're grooming freaking Patrick Paul, but now Austin Jackson, I'm hoping this is just a down game for him. And it's not he got paid last year. He played good in a contract year. But fun fact,
Dude.
no, he's the prior 4 years, Austin Jackson. So it's
yeah. That's what's scary, dude. But I thought Warren Sharp did a really good, I don't know if you saw this tweet from him, did a really good breakdown of like kind of the low-key insanity of the Dolphins offense. Because in comparison to the time to throw, the amount of time to pressure, and then the play action rate and average depth of target, it's just like you're asking so much. And we kind of shit on, like, people shit on Tua all the time for, you know, particular slip ups and, you know, can't play in the cold and this and that. But it's like there's
the Dolphins can't play in the cold. It ain't just Tua.
That's true. But there's just a lot of factors that, I mean, you have to handle that a lot of offenses don't have. So honestly, it's more of a tip of my cap to Tua than anything. So bouncing off of that idea, I do want to go to this question by Joseph. Have you actually like deep dived Dylan Stewart yet? Because I haven't. Really
I'm not touching him for the next, like, I'm not gonna look at him for an eval this year. I'm not gonna look at him an eval for next year.
I might do it for fun just because I'm gonna look at Will Campbell. I'll like Joseph.
That's the game you're gonna want to watch for Will Campbell, obviously,
right.
And Emory Jones.
Because Emory, I think, is on the side where Stewart most of the time rushes from more than Campbell. Like, am I mistaken? Because I remember seeing like a lot of his like best reps came on technically the right side.
Stewart?
Yeah, for Stewart.
I honestly couldn't tell you. I've watched the interior. I wasn't watching. I haven't watched this year's South Carolina.
Yeah,
but
no, I think he's fun though. He's really fun. He's damn good. But at the same time, he hasn't really played top tier offensive line yet. So let's just
you're gonna come out here and crap on Old Dominion like that.
I actually love Old Dominion.
To be fair, Kentucky has a lot of name-worthy guys, but they were all probably late day 3 UDFA.
Yeah, like Marquise Cox, and then Gerald Mincy. Yeah, both those guys are pretty down on my list.
Yeah, but like that was honestly the watch along I wanted to do for tomorrow.
Yeah.
And honestly, I'm doing Wisconsin, Alabama. I'm probably gonna end up doing or having on another screen LSU, South Carolina. Yeah. And if Bama, Wisconsin gets out of hand, I'm just gonna switch to that game. That's honestly the game that's honestly probably should have been the game I wanted to do, but or should have done. But it is what it is.
Got some punters and kickers rankings. Dude, honestly, I wish I had the depth of understanding that would actually differentiate kickers and punters.
I just put up good analytics. Like, I just put up, okay, these are kind of important analytics for kickers and punters. I don't know the nuance of kicking a football.
Well, that's the thing. Like, that's why I don't like grading positions that I just am very... Like, I don't think that I could watch a video and then show you where I think someone's doing well versus poorly. Like, I don't fully understand that. There's a lot of factors, including flexibility, that I don't know if it's a positive or a negative in certain situations. I don't know if it's a non-factor. So, for that,
honestly, if I ever did a video like, hey, these are probably going to be the top like UDFAs, it could be all kickers and punters.
This is true because that's where the best value is for them.
Honestly,
have you watched Miller Moss?
Outside of I didn't watch the Utah State game. I did go back. I don't have an eval for him just because like we're 2 games like in. If we're including three games in
with Louisville,
we're included the Louisville. But he's impressive.
Yeah,
I don't think he's got a big arm, but
really.
Yeah, I don't think it's not like I'm not saying
he threads the honey hole, dude.
Yeah,
like that's his favorite spot.
It's a weak arm. I'm just saying I don't think he's got like a big crazy arm. I think it's like a CJ Stroud level arm maybe.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, we're not talking about Drew Allar here. That's what you're saying.
Yeah. I would say it's in like if we're going to put it on a scale because this is how I do. That's how I love doing it. Put it on a scale 1 to 10.
No, you don't. What? That's my thing.
That is your thing.
What the hell are you talking about?
When I'm talking about it, because I always have Joe Burrow at like 6.5, CJ Stroud's like a 7.58, and then like your freaks are like.
When did you start doing like?
I don't. I
Oh,
don't. But when I talk about it,
okay,
that's the easiest way to talk about it.
okay. Yeah, I mean, numbers is the easiest way to convey.
Yeah,
a thought.
I would say Moss is like a 7.5.
I have him as a 12.25 out of 15. So that would be equivalent to like a 7.5 to 7.75.
Okay.
Yeah.
But dude's pinpoint.
Yeah. The dude's placement is pretty spot on. Especially like, dude, he layers passes so well. He's good. He's my QB1 right now. I don't know if we talked about last time.
It's wild to know how long he's been around. Muchas gracias, señorita. That Jackson Dart was out there tweeting. Was like, yeah, I remember when I played with the guy. I was like, holy crap, I forgot Jackson Dart was at USC.
Yeah, I know. It's kind of crazy. Jalen Daniels got 2 interceptions versus UNLV. Honestly, I did my reevaluation of him. His processor got so much worse over the offseason. I don't know what the hell happened. Maybe it's the fact that he dealt with an injury all year and he's really rusty, but
I mean, that's a dude. He already has
cold.
1 interception in the game against UNLV.
He has 2 now.
Oh, 2. Okay.
Yeah.
Did he have 3 last week against Illinois?
No, he had 3 turnover-worthy plays. I think he had 2 interceptions, and then he had 1 the week before.
Oh, yeah, against the feared, Lindenwood?
Yeah, something like that. I'm like, how do you throw a turnover-worthy play versus, like, legit?
Oh, I don't mind a turnover-worthy play. How do you throw an interception against it?
That's fair.
I mean,
turnover-worthy plays means that you should throw an interception on that play, to be fair.
That's fair. But, like, I feel like at this point, like, with him, if he's got more eligibility to stay at school.
I mean, yeah, it just depends. I think that he is a late day 2 darling for a team that wants someone with arm upside who's flashed the processor.
You say day 2?
Late day 2. Yeah, absolutely. Like 90 to 100 range? Absolutely. Take a swing on him. 100%.
I don't know, dude.
Who do you have in that range?
I think he's in like 6th, 7th. If we're talking maybe a position flip for him. Like, we could be talking about like Malik Cunningham.
Explain. No. Malik was a twig and didn't even have the arm strength or the placement.
Well, dude,
the arm talent
right now, we want to talk about his placement. The decision making it's not.
Well, decision making is different than placement.
He's 6 foot. I've seen him in the pocket before go for a little jump just to get over his line. I'm not gonna lie to you, dude. After Bryce Young, I'm out on. If you're 6 foot, 5'11", I'm out on quarterbacks that are short. Short kids, sorry, not today anymore. I can't do it.
Rest in peace, Baker Mayfield, huh?
I mean, to be fair, Baker had to bounce around to a couple of teams.
He's back. He's there.
Baker's back. Baker's back.
I'll say this about Jalen, because I think he is like around 120, 130 on my board. But I mean, of course, there's a lot of other players that need to be added to said board. But at the same time, looking at his assets versus liabilities, there's not many quarterbacks in this class that actually do have consistently solid decision making. So I feel like you could essentially balance that out with a lot of other prospects. He has athletic upside in terms of mobility. Obviously, he ran for 2 touchdowns already today. But the thing is, with his arm, when he makes those high-level throws, it's hard for a lot of prospects in this class to replicate it, because he does have really good velocity on his big-time throws. He really has spot-on placement as well. It's just the processor took a big step back, and that's why he'll probably be an early day 3 selection, because, like, I don't know, arm talent-wise, I think it's there. But, I mean, I get it. He's somebody who can't make the right decision and then ends up being a really good athlete. Usually you can transfer him to another position. But you got that arm strength, baby.
I'm out, man.
You're out?
I'm out on him being anything more than even if you want to keep him at quarterback, developmental.
Well, yeah, I mean, he's great as a developmental for me. It's not like I'm talking about this guy being an actual starter.
Yeah, but I'm not going anywhere day 2. Even maybe like early day 3, I don't think I want any part of it.
I'm intrigued. We'll have to do a watch along sometime just
Yeah.
to see it live. But where would you rank Miller Moss based on what you've seen so far? If you had to
Oh
insert
man,
him,
that's tough. Maybe third round if I'm just gonna throw a projection out there, third to second. Like I don't
What?
like. I mean, dude, it's literally just like 2 games.
Is Jackson Dart better than him? Talent wise.
He might be, dude.
No.
Jackson Dart might be. Just wait till Jackson Dart plays a real
I'm giving
team.
you an easy option too, because Dart's done really well this year
against
nobody.
Furman and Middle Tennessee.
But it's like there's no evidence right now to prove that he's like Jalen Daniels. There's a lot of evidence right now to prove what you're saying over what I'm saying.
No.
But for him, no. There's. I was trying to give you a little bit easier of one.
I feel like it's just a further emphasis on maybe this class doesn't have at the very least, a quarterback that should be taken to the first half of the first round.
I have Miller Moss and Cam Ward on trajectory to do that. Besides that, I don't. I think.
Yeah, man. Cam Ward's got a lot of mechanical stuff.
You really think so? His arm talent is unique.
Oh, dude.
Because
I mean,
so comfortable.
it's a sidearm, dude. That gets me all the time.
But that doesn't mean it's bad. It just means it's what he's comfortable with.
I guess, but dude throws with a lot of... Listen, I'm not trying to crap on my quarterback.
Yeah, I'm like, hold up now.
But I don't think he's got any pocket presence, at least right now. What was it? Oh, yeah. The arm ego, though, that was really just like the first half of Florida. So, like, Florida A&M, I'm not going to really count that. Let's see him. I don't even know who Miami has this week.
I think it is an actually translatable game this week. I'm forgetting against who, though.
Yeah, I feel like... No, I think it's like Ball State.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah.
Damn.
I think so.
I'm seeing Miami schedule.
Pretty confident.
Not the Dolphins, dumbass. Hurricanes. Oh, yeah, they're playing ball.
Yeah, can we stop talking about the Dolphins, please?
Ball. They're doing ball than South Florida. To be fair, South Florida ended up giving Bama some trouble, dude.
Don't sleep.
Yeah, I'm like, their D-line is killer. But VT, that's their next good game.
They were in that Alabama game for like 54 minutes.
Dude, what the hell was up with that? Like, I don't want to watch Milroe versus USF.
Tyler Booker had to play left tackle that game.
I was very happy to see that they at least tried him.
Well, it was only because of injury.
I know. But at least it's like, hey, we get to see. And then he did struggle. But
yeah, I thought he was all right.
He didn't get probably a ton of practice at left tackle. So I'm sure it's not going to be a Kenyon Green. Remember that? Kenyon Green versus Will Anderson. And Kenyon Green won that match for the most part.
Can we talk about Kenyon Green comeback season?
So sick.
Outside of I think he had a false start or something.
Doing great.
Yeah, he was good.
Doing great. I'm so excited. I'm doing a new series called Former Firsts, where I basically check up on former first round picks and do hit, miss, or meh. But I do it into 5 categories because I only have 10 slots on each page. But it's just for me, it's just, I mean, I'm just so excited to be able to talk about Kenyon Green finally as someone who's not ass. Because you and I both liked him. I liked him more as a tackle, though.
Yeah, I was scared by the movement skills.
Yeah.
After he tested it, I was like,
Dude, A&M tested horribly that year. Every year there's a school that just doesn't test right.
All. Is he still with the Steelers?
Yeah. Yeah, he's doing well.
Man, look at him sticking around, though.
I know. I mean, he's not ass. He's been doing he's a developmental guy, but he's actually been taking some solid reps. Apparently he lost some weight, so he's actually a lot more mobile.
See, this is why I'm scared of these guys at A&M, that they got interior size, but they're playing edge, like Shamar and
Stewart and
I guess they're both
Shamar.
Yeah, Shamar Stewart and Shamar Turner.
Yeah. Oh, the Shamars.
Yeah, the Shamars.
The Mars.
Who are all of
290,
6'4", 290, but playing mainly either outside over top or a little inside of the tackle.
Yeah.
So it's
Okay, well, I have a question for you from Benson. He wants to know your reason for Iggy being a safety instead of a corner.
Who the hell is Iggy?
I was really hoping that you would
Ken
know.
McWanu?
Safety instead of a
Safety
corner.
instead of a
Maybe
corner.
he said Jupiter, Jalen Daniels. So Benson was the one who informed us about Jalen Daniels.
I don't know who Iggy is.
I'm just waiting for it. He'll end up replying in a second. But
Because I hear Iggy and I'm thinking like Ken McWanu.
Yeah. But we think of Icky Aquanu, but yeah.
The sticky icky.
Anthony's been asking some good questions. I'm starring these for us to go back to because I actually do like what he's asking. I guess we could Davison. Davison Igbinison.
Oh.
Wait, you have him as a safety?
He's in my corner list, but I list him as a potential safety.
Damn.
Because of that size, dude. That dude's mean around the line of scrimmage. I like that.
But I mean, corner's more valuable theoretically.
It is more valuable. Doesn't mean he can play it.
He can.
I put here too handsy, which I'd rather have someone have that dog in them and have to reel it back than not having that in them altogether.
Yeah.
But I put man coverage, susceptible to double moves. This is where he gets grabby, solid recovery speed, but if he gets stuck trailing, he will not play the ball and totally relies on receivers' tells to determine when to play the ball.
I mean, yeah, there's literally a clip of him staring Deion Burks in the face in the red zone when he got that.
Yeah, this man is face guard. Jesus.
What?
Face guard Jesus. Just
yeah. Yeah. Okay.
But also, look at it, honestly, just add 7 pounds and just wreak havoc.
Just look back for the ball. That's my advice for him. Just look back.
I mean, to be fair, he's also stupid young, so
dude, he is
and
young.
I haven't watched Akron, Western Michigan games. Ooh, I don't think I will.
And that's what I'm saying. I haven't reevaluated him. I just said in my recent mock draft because he's at 6 on my big board. I freaking love him, and I'm just like, man, that's just something that's not sitting right with me. But there's no way that I'm gonna use these games as evidence. Like, there's nobody that he's gonna be playing against in the NFL, and they've done well versus both those teams. So it's like you're not getting anything out of it. I guess Will Howard. Like,
I probably won't move stuff on my rankings for another 3 weeks. So
yeah, I'm literally doing it as I'm just regrading players. At this point, I'm not even moving it when I think players are doing better or worse. It's like I'm actually just keeping it true to my actual board.
Yeah, I just got a doc where I take notes on players I've already evaled and how they may have done, good, bad. I'm really trying to focus on adding players I just haven't watched before.
Yeah.
So
I get that. Apparently Tacario got burnt.
He's not been great.
Effective. Yeah. My issue with him is that he's stiff. His change of direction just not good. And it's just because he's 6'4". If physics exists, man. It's very rare that you find guys 6'3" plus that can change their direction on a dime. It's just physics has a way of really humbling you.
Oh my gosh, good block.
Yes, good block.
So Devin Neal is currently the rushing and receiving leader for the game.
God bless America. Okay, so I actually like this question. Who's our most underrated interior offensive lineman and defensive lineman? And then for defensive line, specifically zero techs, so nose tackles.
There is a lot of meat in this class.
Yes.
Meat. I could start with one.
Okay.
If you want.
I mean, I have the offensive line guy. I'm trying to.
If you got the offensive line, go. I'm still looking at offensive line. That's actually
my offensive line guy. Is Jake Slaughter this year. He ended up adding 10 pounds. Freaking love him. He graded the same grade as Parker Brailsford for me, and I really like Parker Brailsford. Just extremely underrated because Florida, there's not really much that's going right there right at the moment. But
he's see this weekend. They got A&M.
See, that's gonna be so exciting. I'm excited to see that matchup as well. But yeah, Jake Slaughter, he's really well balanced. I love the fact that even when he was sub 300, he could still hold his own. Same thing with Parker Brailsford. Both those dudes just low center of gravity. They know how to like clip their feet in and just be able to hold their ground. But like also he's athletic. Obviously, he was sub 300. Now he's 308 though, so added 11 pounds. But not a dude who you're gonna really worry about like not being able to pick up blitzes and just I love the high end play that he brought. I really do think he's a fringe starting center in the NFL.
Okay.
So I take him in the third or a second.
My interior,
Day two.
because I don't love the interior class.
Okay.
Slaughter, though, is a guy I like. I'm going to go Weston Franklin from Georgia Tech.
He's my next study. Dude, once I get all 22 on that motherfucker, woo.
Dude, moves well, stupid strong, always helping push piles.
Yep.
Oh, golly, dude. It's a thing of beauty. He's not like the fastest, might not necessarily be the strongest, but he's like, he plays with NFL mentality. He's like grit your teeth, keep the feet moving upon contact, and just does a good job in general. I thought he was good at that.
That's fair.
Like that Florida State game really put him and that whole offensive line for Georgia Tech. There we go. I was like, on notice. They're pretty darn good.
Yeah.
Interior?
For defensive interior, I guess I'm just going to stay in Florida because no one talks about him at all. But Desmond Watson, I mean, he's 450 pounds, so I think he should shed off 50 of that. But the guy's really effective, and he has a very high motor, and no one talks about him. This guy is, I mean, physically, you can see he's a space eater. But you drop 50 pounds from this guy, he is, I think, 6'5", and he'll be 400 pounds. It's like,
who the hell is Desmond Watson?
Number 21 on Florida.
Okay.
So, yeah, no, I think he's awesome.
Sweet. Wow, I got like, man, Florida might have a pretty good interior then. Because they also brought in Slackman from. Was he Harvard?
That was Thor Griffith.
That was Griffith. Who was the other? Penn? It was an Ivy League school, right?
I remember. I thought Penn. Hold on. I thought Penn was a quarterback. No, that's New Hampshire. That I'm thinking of. Who was that guy? Max Brosmer. Yeah. I'm not sure because I literally just have Thor Griffith in my notes here. But I need to get to a lot more defensive interiors, dude. It's one of the things I've at least studied.
I think the easy answer for me would probably be like TJ Sanders. He's the guy he's kind of like everyone's talking about him. So I'm not going to go with him.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with Amari Thomas out of Tennessee.
You think he's a one tech or a zero tech at 320?
Thomas?
Yeah.
He can be. I think he's very versatile. I think this is a weird class where it's like these big boys can move.
Yeah.
Because when I first saw him on the field in the NC State game, he was like, it looked like he was coming downhill, but it was like a play to the sideline. And I was like, golly gee, dude, like that's a big safety or a big linebacker. Oh, he's a defensive interior. He's 325 pounds. Okay, makes more sense. Like his stats aren't all that crazy, but like he moves so stinking well at that size. He packs the adequate power for that size, but it's just like the movement skills, his ability. Like they use him all over the line. It could be out at edge. It could be at the nose tech.
Yeah.
Like Tennessee's defense is kind of snuts.
Snuts.
That's after snuts.
Yeah. That's after losing, was it Young as well as
Barron?
Yeah. Over the past 2 years. Like they're arguably
Barron's popping off too.
Yeah, dude. Tyler Barron's been doing great. I was so happy too because I freaking hated how Tennessee used him. They kicked him to defensive interior a lot. Like the guy's 260. The hell is this guy doing in here? But I have somebody who's challenging my my love for picking a quarterback for the Steelers. Why give the Steelers a quarterback when all we have is Fields and Wilson? Give me a break. That's why we're always picking wide receivers every year in the draft. So if you have
in the first.
Yeah. I mean, first off, both the quarterbacks are on the team for a year.
Dude,
Second
no
off,
one like everyone that complains about that, they never say that.
right?
Like they just ignore that. It's like
Yeah.
straight up, guys. They're
Like
on
they're
one-year
not there.
deals.
Yeah.
There is no
1 year.
quarterback of the future there. Fields,
Right.
I'm glad Fields has started.
Oh yeah, same. Because that gives you at least hope.
Yeah,
But
I don't know why he wouldn't have been the starter out of camp. Like, at least see what you got in the guy.
that's
Unless
just
he was
because that's how
that
they
bad
got.
in camp.
I mean, there's potential there, but I also take into context where in the draft order the Steelers would be based on reverse Super Bowl odds, and I think they're at 14 or maybe 15. And if you're at 15, like first off, this is a team that is always over 500 or at 500, so that's technically a regression step from Kenny Pickett. I don't really think that's going to keep me from going a quarterback. Now, if Justin Fields is as good as I want him to be, and we get him a contract, fine. But also, think about what the Steelers have done right in the past. What position do they draft consistently well down the board? Not in the first round. It's receivers. George Pickens, Deontay Johnson. How you look back, Antonio Brown. There's a lot of guys.
Juju.
Even Calvin Austin has talent. The dude can't stay healthy. Like
Martavius
receiver,
Bryant.
Martavis Bryant is in the mix there. Like, genuinely, we do not need to pick wide receivers in the first. The one position I trust this team to draft is, well, actually edge rusher and then wide receiver. So, yes, the one position we don't draft very well outside the first is quarterback. And then last time we did, we forced one. But Drew Allar is my guy for the Steelers at the moment.
Nice.
Who would
So
be your
want-
pick for the Steelers at QB?
Honestly, it's
too early, but yes.
yeah. Like if no quarterback's gone off the board, then I'd probably just swing at Carson Beck and shoot for the high floor.
Really?
Yeah, because that's how I feel about this class right now. Maybe it's like reminiscent of 2022, where it's like, yeah, maybe you just go with the high floor guy rather than swinging on the potential.
You and I are very different than in our view of the class, because I originally had that point of view, and honestly, some of the guys I had at the top, I absolutely agree. Like, they're just performing much worse than, in my opinion, what they did last year. But I think the guys with the most talent are starting to really step up. Like, all the quarterbacks that I would consider there are doing better than they did the year prior, and I love seeing progress.
I mean, I feel like Quinn Ewers is the only one that's actually played competition.
I mean, Drew Allar played West Virginia. That's a good school. They
West Virginia, Mountain Mama. I like Drew Allar.
Yeah. And then Miller Moss played LSU. I feel like that's
okay. Nichols tore up that defense in the first half.
That's fine, but they still played somebody. And then let's see. Yeah, I mean, Dylan Gabriel didn't play anybody, but I still dropped his ass
because he's short. And he can't.
Well, no, he already had that factored in. I just thought that his processing got worse once again.
Did you see him miss on back-to-back deep balls? One to Evan Stewart, that would have been a touchdown. The other, Trayshawn Holden.
I think it's Trayshawn Holden. Yeah, but I also saw him hit earlier in the game a beautiful rainbow ball that had zero separation on the money. So, I mean, I'm not really concerned about that.
Dude's average depth of target in week 1 was 4 point something.
Yeah, it was not good. I don't understand what the hell is going on with that. But anyways, changing the subject, should we panic about the Seahawks line, or can it get better?
Yeah, Charles Cross looked good.
The right side of the offensive line,
I mean,
especially right tackle, it's bad.
Well, yeah, and it depends. Is Abraham Lucas going to be healthy ever?
I think he's done.
You think he's done?
I think he's going to be done after this year. There's just no way that you could feasibly walk in with someone on your 53 that you just can't trust ever to stay healthy.
No, at least put him out there this year and see.
After this year, though. I just don't see it. Yeah. I don't see it being mutually beneficial for the team to hold a roster spot for somebody that just is always under an injury condition.
Connor Williams played good football for him. I forgot that he was a late sign-in.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, good job by them. I mean, it kind of pisses me off, though, because Olu, I really want him to take the step up. But
yeah, it kind of is.
You need depth. You need depth, man. Injuries happen.
Anthony Bradford, man,
He's fun.
he's all run block and no pass block.
That's what he was at LSU, though. He was a freight train.
Oh no, UNLV shooting themselves in the foot.
What did they
And
do?
Kansas can't recover a fumble.
Mm.
So there was a fumble, UNLV, dude. UNLV fumbles. I think was it Ricky White that fumbled that?
No,
Hold
don't
on.
do that. Don't do that, Ricky. Mini Marv.
Oh no, it was my bad. It was the quarterback. He was trying to
Yes.
escape the pocket, got tackled from behind, and then suddenly this ball was like just covered in grease. Nobody could pick it up. Kansas had like I tell you, they had like 5 opportunities to pick up that for a turnover.
Mm.
Instead, it's 2nd and 1 after the fumble.
Yeah,
Golly,
dude.
that's
Mistakes like
wild.
that are kind of killer. Apparently, Anthony thinks there's some hate for Drew Alar. None. I love my boy. I sent him to my favorite team.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think you like him quite a bit. I think he was
do.
what, quarterback 5 for me or something.
Yeah, I mean, I think that was crazy based on his last year performance, but this year totally makes sense. I mean, I just think he's getting more and more consistent. The dude, have you seen the video of his throwing motion progress from like high school or middle school? It was nuts. This dude had a horrible throwing motion. And it's just, you see him working on it year after year after year. And it's awesome to see. But I think that's why he has issues with accuracy. It's just like, it's still second nature to him. And I did use the name Josh Allen when talking about him because
It's like Josh Allen light because he's just toolsy, big arm, freaky build.
I'll say this though, because I ended up saying it's different than Trey Lance. Because when Trey Lance came in, you know me, I wasn't the biggest guy on him, but
yeah.
I didn't see the work ethic that I see Drew Alar. Drew Alar's working all the time. Josh Allen was not good when he first came in the league. He was missing balls and all this stuff, but he retooled his mechanics, and that's how he's become far more precise and all that. So for me, when I see Drew Alar doing that, that gives me better faith in him developing into that more than someone like Trey Lance. But
dude, I was watching UNLV's quarterback run. Was that just he is elusive. He ain't fast, but he is elusive.
Yeah. What do we think is stopping Quinn Sewers from being a good quarterback? Just throwing to his first read without actually processing if he should.
I don't know. I think he's been better at
he's improved
working within the offense and going through reads. Like I thought he was really good at that in the Michigan game.
I thought he was really inconsistent, but his high level plays are so good.
Yeah,
so good.
And he's got, in my opinion, a better arm than guys like Beck and Shadur, which
you
hear those guys are typically the first 2 quarterbacks that anyone talks about.
I think that's just because that was the ones coming into the year that people thought would be the top, but I don't think they are. And I think Beck has done far better than what he did.
Yeah. I think
with the guys
this week against Kentucky will be very telling.
Yeah.
I mean,
Kentucky's about to get slaughtered, though.
Tennessee Tech was a good. Okay, let's get back right. In that first half against Clemson, there wasn't a lot of chemistry. We were either missing on timing on the routes or the anticipation was off from Beck.
Yep.
And I think he acknowledged that, and they got better at that in the second half. But yeah,
I'll say Kentucky. The anticipation was never an issue with me with Beck. Honestly, I think he's very self-aware that his arm isn't elite, and that's why he throws with anticipation. Because a lot of these are like they're straight up lined up on the right hash. He's throwing a 5-yard hitch on the left side of the field. So he has to really throw it pretty much from the snap to be able to get it there. But no, I really do like what Beck's done. I'm excited to see him like be able to have more opportunity to show it off. But still.
Yeah, man. How do you feel like there's a top 10 quarterback? Yeah.
Okay. I'm pretty damn confident in Miller and Cam being worth it. So here's my reasoning on Cam Ward. I don't think he's there yet. I'll put it there. He's about 39 on my board. But for Cam Ward, the big issue that I think we all had was, why are you making these stupid decisions? We know you can make the high-level throws. You have your issue with his throwing motion. I focus more on the lower mechanics, or if you have a slow-ass release, like that's kind of a bigger issue too. But when it comes to his decision-making, And we saw it in the early part of the Florida game. It's that arm arrogance. And it's like, dude, sometimes just know when to say no. You need your little canary in your ear. Just know when to say no. And I saw him be a lot more divisive and a lot better in terms of telling himself no after that first interception. That gives me a lot of confidence going forward that he at least inside his own head can tell himself to stop. That translates better than somebody who is just like Donovan Smith, like, screw it, I'm throwing this ball. And it's going to be a beautiful ball, but it might be picked. So that's why I could see that continuing. And if it does, I see him being potentially a number 1 overall pick.
Okay.
And he's super athletic. I mean, just the playmaking skills are really awesome.
Dude, yeah. Florida, like almost immediately after the first drive, they were like, yeah, no, you're not running us anymore. Like they were dropping like 8 at some point with like a spy or 2 on him.
He's awesome. He is really awesome. So people are, Nate asked where Keon Saab got picked. I always take him to the Bears whenever possible.
The Bears, I don't know, dude. Bears
round.
are hard to draft for.
He's like,
dude, their defense was so good in week 1.
Oh yeah, no, but he's a Byard replacement for me. It's just Byard's always that dude that is like on a team that is grooming another guy to take over his spot. But
I hear that they have quality depth too at the position.
They do, absolutely. What do they? Is Jonathan Owens? He's one of the
there, and I think he had a pick. Didn't he have the punt return or the block punt?
Yeah, he had a special teams big play.
Yeah, and then they also have Elijah Hicks, who's also a really good special teamer and played really well.
Yeah, he was Wisconsin, right?
Elijah Hicks was Cal.
He's Cal? Who am I thinking of? I'm thinking Fion Hicks.
Yeah, I freaking loved Elijah Hicks. Like I day 3 loved Elijah Hicks. Let me be very clear.
See, that's like, man, I wish when we first started doing content, we ended up clarifying where we loved guys. I'm like, dude, I don't like this guy. And then I would have him above you, but you like day 3 liked him or day 3 loved him. And I'm just like, oh, just like a different, like resetting of the goalpost, so to speak.
So this game right now, UNLV Kansas is where it's at. I don't know what's happening. I switched once it went to halftime for Kansas, Arizona.
Right.
But like UNLV right now, it's they went for it on 4th and 1 at essentially the goal line, but they could still pick up a first down at the 1. And right now they're looking for a spot.
Freaking Nate's
They went for a tush push.
They went for a tush push?
Oh. They went for a tush push. And
thank you, Nate.
Nothing.
Did you see what Nate's been spamming the chat?
Oh, yeah, I saw that like 10 minutes ago, and I was like, dang. While I was just shoving my face full of food.
I know. I'm like trying to star messages for us to go back to it. Like I'm looking at the chat. So Nate says Alex will win sexiest man of the year. I wish, brother. I need to lose another 5% of body fat before I could try to make any claims for that. But how does Ricky White have less than 5 yards?
Well, because
that's
probably who they're. Well, first of all, Kobe Bryant.
Kobe, I freaking love Kobe.
The thin Mamba. Also, they're probably that's the weapon on the offense. Like Ricky White last week in the first quarter had 5 receptions for 111 yards and 3 touchdowns. I get it's Utah Tech, but still, that's impressive as hell.
Yeah, dude. I fucking love him. Okay, so this is actually a good question. Anthony and Nate have been actually bringing some pretty good content. So thanks to you guys for also helping carry the stream. If you see a corner that's too handsy at the line where he has too many penalties, is that a sign that he has to move to the safe position? Not at all. Sometimes, well, in my opinion, not at all. I think certain systems prioritize physicality to the point where some guys in college just don't know when and where. And that's why I think it's more important to look at the team they go to after the draft. Like Christian Gonzalez, I said, like, I have some concerns if he goes to the Steelers, for example. But if he goes to Bill Belichick, I think he's going to be an all-pro. Like, you just go to the right system fits. So for someone like Davison Igbinison that's been mentioned, like, you want him to go to somebody like Flores that Brian Flores is going to teach him how to be physical.
Ryan Nielsen.
Yeah, Ryan Nielsen. Like, just somebody who knows how to teach corners when and where to be handsy. It's the guys who go to these teams where they just don't really thrive with press coverage, and the guys still just don't get the proper training and mentorship to know when and where, that's when it can become an issue. Because I really think that you need to be physical at the next level. Receivers are physical at the next level. You need to have that. That's like a prerequisite for me. And yeah, so I think it's actually a really good sign. I think if you aren't physical at all, you might need to move to free safety. I'll actually flip it on that. What are your thoughts?
I think I don't mind the handsiness because,
Yeah.
again, I said it earlier in the stream. That's something you could reel back. I'd rather those guys have that dog in them rather than just. It's going to be tougher to teach someone who's just not natural at being physical.
Yeah.
So I'd rather have it one way than going the other way.
Right.
Obviously, athleticism plays a big part in it, I think.
Sure. Yeah. If you're compensating versus just being physical.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Which then might be like, okay, is this guy a slot box?
Mm-hmm. So. Oh, yeah. I mean, I think that's actually a great point. So there's two different pretty much spectrums where if you're overly physical because you're compensating, you might need to move to a position. If you're explosive, I think you move to the slot. I think if you aren't really super explosive, you're probably screwed, but your best chance is kind of being one of those box guys. Like, take your chance there. But if you're not physical at all, you can try to thrive at corner, but receivers are just too good nowadays at using physicality. I would recommend just being a deep safety and testing your luck and using your IQ as a corner, maybe to line up in the slot versus the smaller guys. I don't know.
Yeah. Dang, dude. This Kansas UNLV game is kind of nuts right now. They're down to the last 4 minutes. So they ended up getting the first down by like this, right?
Yeah.
And then there was a personal foul on UNLV, but it was dead ball. So they essentially had first and goal at their own, or at the Kansas 16.
Right.
But now they're inside the 5 again on, I think it's third down. They're not showing the down in distance, but I'm pretty sure it's third. Ooh, good stop by the Kansas defense. Do you want to talk about NFL?
Yeah, we can. I just want to, I'm getting, like, we're almost done with all the comments. So apparently Inside Lewin Martell says zero chance these guys watch tape as you're literally watching.
Martell's a troll. He's
okay.
He's
okay. We love you, Martell. We love you.
He thinks I hate the Vikings, and I do.
Okay, so just two quicker comments. Suggs ends up talking about Cooper Mays is on par with Brailsford. I need to give a grade to Mays, so TBD on that. Do you have a grade on him?
I have no idea who that is.
Cooper Mays, I think, is the center for Tennessee.
I haven't watched the Tennessee offense.
Okay.
Not like the only thing I've seen from the Tennessee offense was
Campbell.
McCoy.
Oh, okay. I watched John Campbell and McCoy. Okay. And then, so Anthony ended up bringing up that Parker was an All-American wrestler. So, dude, he's like, if the Eagles want to get rid of Mekhi Becton after this year, not rid, but not want to bring him back, which who knows? Like, Stoutland could make a 6'8", 360-pound man an elite guard. God, like, no one else can except for God and freaking Jeff Stoutland.
Yeah,
but
I'd still rather him be at least like 295.
He's 290. I mean, he's not that far away. Yeah, he's up to 290. Okay. Bama lists him at 290 now. I mean, it's Bama who's listing him.
Did they? Okay, they must have changed that recently.
Yeah, I think it was like right before the season started.
It's gonna be 4th and goal at the 1 again. Golly, dude. Sorry.
Dude, I mean, the wrestling background is so key, and we're seeing even with guys like
people love the wrestling
Frazier.
background.
Yeah,
I was gonna be. He might have been the most impressive offensive line.
Oh yeah,
this week outside, I think Dominic Pooney was really good too.
Dude, Dominic Pooney, man. I mean, he's also playing right guard, but it's like I had no faith in him as a left tackle. And it's just
everyone knew he was probably moving to guard.
Yeah.
I mean, he had guard experience prior, so
it was tough for me, honestly. I just didn't fully see it because there wasn't, for me, I love seeing reps of offensive tackles when there's a tight end next to him. We talked about the Jamari Sawyer effect, where it's just like you see how they play when they don't have an entire side of the field to cover. And that's like usually the telltale sign when you see how much more comfortable they are. That I feel more comfortable kicking them to guard. Just not enough reps with that, man. I mean, Kansas didn't really utilize their tight end very much. I don't even know who their tight end was. Did you? Yeah, zero clue. But no, shout out. Also, Cooper Beebe did a really solid job as well.
Yeah. Like offensive line for the most part was pretty good.
Yeah.
Fuanga had a good
Yeah.
game for
Yeah, he did
Carolina.
really well. I'm just happy for him. I mean, I was worried that he'd
Pennant had a good game.
Huh?
Trevor Pennant had a good game. So
Yeah.
how much
Where did Trevor play?
How much do we Trevor Pennant? They played the Panthers. Him and
No,
Fuanga.
I know what I know who.
Oh.
What position is he at right now?
He was
Is
at right
right
tackle.
Yeah, okay. I was trying
Ramchak
to remember.
probably out for the year.
Yeah.
I know he's
I
on
mean-
IR, but I don't know if it's like they're gonna shut him down.
Yeah. Obviously, there needs to be a bigger test for both of them, but I mean, it's a good thing. I still had Trevor Penning as like my 65th overall player. It's not like he was like 500th on my board, so he's been underperforming that mark as well. So I'm excited to see him do well. But apparently, Miami has another center, Zach Carpenter. That's cool.
Man,
Matt Lee was my guy last year.
Carpenter just sounds like a center name.
It does. It does. And then Elijah Alston from Miami. we got some Miami offensive linemen that are apparently really good, according to Anthony. That's good. Okay, so we're done with those comments. We want to talk about some ball.
Yeah. Let's
NFL.
run through the NFL real quick.
Yeah. Okay.
Where do you want to start? You want to start Cardinals Bills?
Oh, we're gonna go game by game. Okay.
I mean, we could go game by game. How do you want to do this, bud?
Yeah, that's fine. Let's do it. Let's rock it.
What were your thoughts?
I don't want to do it if this is gonna be the format. What are my thoughts?
Okay, how about this? What was? Let's each give a takeaway from week one.
Yeah. My takeaway for the Cardinals is that they're far more competitive than what I gave them credit for. I still also Kyler Murray is getting too much hate for that Marvin Harrison miss. Did you see Dan Orlovsky's breakdown of it?
So under pressure.
I know. Did you see Orlovsky's breakdown of it though? No. I thought that was unbelievable. I'll just quickly summarize it. He analyzed the shift of the offensive line.
Was he shocked Murray didn't run out of the back of the end zone?
I think that he left that comment unsaid, but it was an unspoken comment.
Of course.
But he analyzed the fact that the offensive line had a half shift left, and Kyler ended up shifting left as well, meaning that was primarily this section of the field he was reading. Also, 2 linebackers blitz, so you have to determine if you're actually going to throw a hot route, which pressure came in quick enough to where when he realized Marvin was open, there were already a couple defenders running to guard it. Yeah. There you go. The water boy. So he basically said that it would be very difficult to get that throw there, while the check down was far more available and it was the more logical route. So it's that was my big takeaway, is that, I don't always agree with Dan Orlovsky for a lot of things, but I really thought he did a great job of that.
Yeah. My takeaway, the Cardinals defense it's what it was last year. It's not good.
Yeah.
But they're going to play tough, and
that's a gain in defense.
They're going to have to win shootouts.
Yeah.
That's it. And that's just not sustainable.
Yeah.
Marvin Harrison will have better days. I think he had a drop in that game too.
He did.
And then he also had one where I saw somewhere in terms of miles per hour play to play, he was the slowest among.
I think it's 16.4.
Yeah, among rookie wide receivers.
He has it in him though. I mean,
yeah.
We've seen him clocked at 22 plus. But I had an issue with his play speed for a while there at Ohio State. I don't know why. I really hope that improves. He ends up running the fastest, when they clocked him at over 22, is when he had the ball in his hands.
Yeah.
Which I guess is a good thing. I mean, I'd rather you be able to move with the ball in your hands than without. That's a plus.
I mean, I think it'll be fine going forward.
He'll be fine. Be fine.
Buffalo. They're gonna be Buffalo. Buffalo. They're gonna have
Keon Coleman produced
some head scratching games.
Yeah.
So
I thought Keon Coleman did well.
Dude, I don't know if James Cook is gonna. He might end up being the rushing leader. I don't know, but he might end up being the touchdown leader.
Yeah.
He had 3 tutties yesterday.
Yeah. I mean, he is the primary option on that offense, but it's also good to see that, at least in the receiving core, Keon Coleman still was able to produce a solid amount. It's not like he did a great job, but I mean, compared to what people thought of him as someone who could never get separation, you don't really catch. You don't get to be. Wasn't he a target leader for the receivers?
Not this past game. He only had one target against the Dolphins, but I think he
I'm
had
tripping. Yeah, I was
5.
talking about versus the Cardinals.
Yeah, no, I'm just throwing more context out there.
I didn't look at the stats.
I think it's going to be it's going to be very much week by week. We're going to see a new target leader.
Yeah,
because I think like Kincaid may have been that guy.
Dude, Kincaid's such a beast.
Yeah, he's good.
Beast.
Dolphins Jags. Takeaway, well, based off the Dolphins last night, offensive line, and I feel like there's more to talk about with the Bills Dolphins because there's now a lot more problems moving forward. But the Dolphins defense, actually, they were really slow out the gates, along with the offense against the Jags. And then they didn't really show up last night.
Yeah, I know. Last night they didn't do a good job, but versus the Jaguars, I thought they did.
Yeah, I thought they were really good in the second half. Like that's when they really started putting like the fire to
the feet.
Trevor.
Yeah. Well, I mean, my takeaway was Brian Thomas Jr.'s him. Like he really was.
Dude, that throw by Trevor Lawrence was nuts.
Beautiful. But there was a deep pass to Brian Thomas that wasn't completed that I think should have been another touchdown. But he basically burnt Jalen Ramsey, and it's just like it's no indictment to Jalen.
Clown and Ramsey too. After
there's no indictment to Ramsey because Jalen is obviously a fantastic corner. But the fact is, I felt compelled to give an it. Like the reason I have an it factor is because of Brian Thomas Jr. Like there's something about the way he played that wasn't quantifiable that I just loved and I knew would translate. And he's done far better than I ever gave him credit for. Like he looks like a legitimate wide receiver 1 for the team.
Dude, all last draft cycle, I was saying, hey, if he decided to come out in the 2025 class, he would have been up there for wide receiver 1.
Yeah. Yep.
I was saying that the whole time. I was like, man, there's just some stuff, whether it's like the nuance of his route running, but like in terms of athleticism, hops, he's got those basketball bunnies where you could just go up and get it. Like he's got that dog in him, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
But no, Jags got it. They got to figure out some things. They were really bad at a lot of areas. They couldn't block. They couldn't rush the passer.
Anton Harrison had a horrible week.
Horrible week.
Horrible. What was it, like 5 pressures or 4 pressures?
Yeah, something like that. Now Tank is eating into Trevor's workload. Travis, I should say.
Yeah.
You had Christian Kirk had like 2 drops in that game. You had the defense, which they were man heavy. It's a Ryan Nielsen defense.
Mm-hmm.
Caught up to him in the second half against all that speed.
Yep. But I mean, overall, there's hope for the team. Didn't get the win, but where are they playing this week?
Jags.
They're playing the Browns. That's going to be a big challenge as well. My God, Trevor's going to have to deal with more pressure this week than he did last.
Yeah, Maurice Hurst went to IR as well as Juan Thornhill.
Shit, forgot about that.
We could run through Saints.
Yeah,
Carolina like takeaways. Carolina's bad. The Saints, I'm not going to buy into them blowing out Carolina.
Agreed. But
the defense is good. We already knew it was good.
Right. They still command respect. They command more respect than I gave them. I would say my biggest takeaway, we already talked about it, Tali Fuaga, also talk about Trevor Penning. They didn't play against somebody who's super duper high caliber, but at the same time, you need to play well against someone who's not super high caliber. So I think it's a good sign that at least 2. They did.
I honestly think the bigger talking point here will be how out are you right now? Like on a scale 1 to 10, how out on Bryce Young are you?
Out. I think if
on
he has
a scale of 1 to 10, how?
I think he said 1 to out. I'm like out.
1 to out.
On
a scale 9. Of out to out, how out?
I would say a 9.
Yeah, I'm in
maybe
that
9.5. I wanted to take a quarterback number 1 overall to Carolina. I was saying that, but it's just like I'm waiting 1 week, 1 more week, man. I took Quinn Ewers in a move up for him.
No, I think regardless, he starts the rest of the season. Like, if he sucks, he sucks. Then shoot, keep throwing him out there so you get a good
the number 1 pick.
Yeah. But I mean, also at the same token, it's like you're praying someone emerges as that first overall type of caliber pick.
Right. Worst case scenario, if they don't, though, it is a prime opportunity if you are at 1 to trade back and then let a team that is kind of being super aggressive for a limited style player like Will Johnson to get aggressive.
Yeah.
So at least there is that as well.
Bears and Titans. Caleb didn't throw for over 100 yards. Didn't need to.
No.
My biggest takeaways were Bears and Titans defenses are nuts.
Yeah. I was going to say Darrell Taylor was an excellent move. I think he's the edge too for the Bears for the future.
Yeah. I mean, dude, even DeMarcus Walker had a big game. He had like 5 pressures. And he's a versatile guy. He could kick inside. Like that whole defensive line was getting pressure for the Bears.
Yeah.
The secondary was incredible.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, we could be talking about Stevenson and Johnson being like the best
2-0.
Yeah, the best 2 at the end of the year. And I don't think we should sleep on the defense for the Titans either. They were pretty darn good.
They did a great job. I mean, who was that? Tavondre Sweat. I mean, I didn't even, like, what the hell?
He literally, single-handed was like, hey, any inside counter crap you got, you ain't coming up the middle.
No.
He literally shut down the middle of the freaking line of scrimmage.
He was awesome. Really, really good performance.
It was good. It was good. Caleb, the better games will be ahead. It is what it is.
Honestly, the fact is they won.
Will Levis was honestly, if you take away that flip pass, I don't think it was that bad.
No. It was early in the year, new system, new guys. I'm going to give him some slack.
Yeah.
But if he continues, then we can have a discussion.
Yeah. All right. We got Vikings. We got Giants. I'll give you my Giants takeaway real quick.
Sorry.
Andrew Thomas and Dexter Lawrence deserve so much better.
They should request trades.
Dude, KT and Brian Burns.
Ineffective.
You want to guess what their pass rush win rate was?
What was it, like 5%?
Yeah. I think Burns was 5.3 and then KT was 5%.
Yeah. I mean, they're going up against arguably the best tackle.
Exactly. I was going to be fair.
Caveat. But still. Like it was pretty embarrassing, especially for Burns, who just got paid $30 million. At least Kayvon's still on a rookie contract.
Yeah.
Like you got to produce Spider-Man. They'll do better, but it's like, oof. We're reminded that Christian Darsaw might be the best tackle in the NFL.
Yeah, right. So like, and I mean that. I'm not like just saying, yeah, right. But just want to be clear. Sam Darnold, how long do you think he's going to be good for?
I mean, I don't think he's going to be playing very many gimme games like that because it's like, to be fair, Andrew Phillips did a good job, but he's playing the Niners this week, dude. I don't think it continues for a week.
Rest.
I just realized that. I'm like, oh my god. Yeah.
I'm not gonna count Minnesota out of that game.
I'm not gonna count them out. I was about to say, like, to be fair, they still win at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, that Flores defense too is unpredictable.
Underrated, underappreciated.
You know they're bringing the pressure, but the question is where are they bringing the pressure?
Yeah. Dallas Turner didn't do a great job. Didn't do a bad job, but
he was at DPR. He was rotating in and out. It is what it is.
He got outperformed by Patrick Jones, though, statistically.
I mean, Patrick Jones is also like what at this point, like a 3-year vet, 4-year vet.
Right. Again, it's so early on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's talk about your Steelers and your Falcons.
That's my Steelers and my Falcons.
Your Steelers and your Falcons.
So Chris
is a hero.
Monster. I love him to death. Obviously, we wouldn't have won without him.
The only man to score for the Steelers.
Just nuts. But I think there were some amazing flashes of connection between Justin and George Pickens, something I still have no clue why quarterbacks, both Justin as well as Kenny, didn't do enough. Why not throw him more? Like, you just know that in a one-on-one situation, he is arguably one of the most dominant receivers because he just does have unique it factor. I want to see him used more in the game plan. You know, I thought that they didn't. Justin still is pretty slow with his processing, and he relies on his feet a lot. But Dante Jackson looks great. Praying to God he stays healthy. He's great when he's healthy. It's just he's not always reliably healthy.
Yeah, I think with the
And TJ
Steelers,
Watt.
if this is the Justin Fields we're going to see week to week, even though they didn't get in the end zone,
It's enough.
It's enough. He didn't put the ball in harm's way. That defense is stupid scary.
Yeah.
I guess with Atlanta, I'd be worried that your only good offensive linemen are Jake Matthews and Chris Lindstrom.
Yeah.
Like Bergeron had a rough game.
Dahlman got crushed.
Caleb McGarry, to be fair, he's more known as a run blocker than a pass blocker, so it is what it is.
TJ feasted though. He could easily be like DPOY based on that week 1 performance.
Dude,
like,
yeah, it was kind of nasty. I think there was only one other player that probably was on par with him. I don't know if we're thinking of the same guy, but
who are you thinking?
Who are you thinking?
I mean, like, I'm always thinking Myles Garrett is the name next to him, but I mean, he feasted versus Tyler Guyton.
I was gonna say Aiden Hutchinson, but to be fair, he was feasting on not just backup, but backup tackles. So
but, no, Aiden had himself a week, man. I was also going to bring Micah into that mix too, but I mean, we know the top.
Oh
guys.
yeah, Micah had a freaking field day. I forgot about that.
Didn't he have like 11 pressures? Like, my God.
Dude, him and DeMarcus Lawrence combined for like, I think either 20 or 18 pressures for like 3 sacks.
Nuts.
It was ridiculous.
We'll talk about that in a second though, because we're literally talking about 2 of the edge rushers on that team.
Yeah, right.
On those in that game, I mean.
Yeah, but Atlanta, you gotta hope they get better.
We'll see. Kirk looked a little flustered, but I mean, first game back, Achilles repair. Really thought that they should use Michael Penix early on until Kirk gets comfortable.
Yeah.
That's the only way you could have justified having both of them on the team, but I digress.
Texans Colts was fun.
It was. Anthony Richardson needs to be more consistent. If he is, he could.
I mean, if he's in the big plays, it's like, you take the good with the bad.
Oh, yeah. But if he gets more consistent.
I mean, he only missed like AD on like
3
touchdowns. It is.
Yeah, 3 balls. 3 balls. But like, if you hit those 3, yes. If you hit him on those 3 passes, I do think that like if he were consistently able to hit those 3 passes that he missed, we could be talking about him as a top 10 QB in the NFL. It's like it's just that close, but it's also that far away because it's not just easy to consistently hit those big shots. But no one can make the plays he can.
Yeah, I was gonna say like the Gus Bradley defense is as advertised mid.
Yeah.
But now they lose.
Juju,
yeah. Juju's kind of. I was just about to say that Juju kind of a big loss. He's like on season end in IR, right?
Yeah, dude, it's Jalen Jones season. I love Jalen Jones, but it's like I don't want him to be a corner 1. Like, what the hell?
By the way, UNLV just won the game.
Okay, yeah, Jalen's a 6th rounder.
Dude, I've had UNLV on my just missed the top 25 like since the beginning of the year. So I'm
so happy for Catalan too.
Dude, I know. I mean, there ain't no way you could draft him with that injury history, but he's gonna get
UDFA.
Camp. Absolutely.
Seahawks.
I mean, honestly, he could get drafted just so just so another team doesn't like you don't have to compete for him as a UDFA.
Right.
So Houston Texans.
Oh yeah, we forgot about to talk about Houston.
Nico is him.
Nico's great.
Yeah, Nico is freaking way better than I thought he'd be. Like
I remember having
coming into the league, I should say.
Right. I remember having an argument with Marcus about Nico Collins. That was my first argument ever with him. Was over Nico.
Yeah, I liked Nico coming into the NFL. I liked him. Again, it was like a day 3 like I think I had him as like a 4th rounder. Yeah. And it was just like, his long speed's like fine. It feels like a guy that's really just gonna like eat you up on like the intermediate to deep passes. Not really the most fluent route runner, but he's kind of shown that possession aspect of his game. Yeah.
No, great for him. CJ stepped up in big moments, hitting those beautiful passes. One of them being to Nico on that sideline.
Oh, and the other was the first down where he threw it in between 2 defenders.
Yeah. So it's like CJ, I'm not going to call him my biggest miss because I still had him at like top 10 on my board.
I mean, that's not a miss. He was QB2, my third
QB3 to
top prospect.
Yeah. I should have switched him and Bryce. Hey, on my last QB rankings video of that year, though,
I'm
he
never
was
falling in
QB1.
love with a short quarterback again.
Never. I'm not going to actually fall in love with one. No. I implemented a -5 for that reason. Literally, I just did not give a shit. I'm like, you were getting a -5 because of that.
-5 rounds.
I mean, that kind of does drop you like multiple rounds. But
if your height begins with a 5, you're going no higher than the 5th round on my board.
I don't disagree with that statement, unless you're really special.
But, nope. I thought Bryce was that. Nope. You fool me once. Shame on you. Fool me twice. Screw you.
And it's not just height that's the issue with Bryce, though. There's something else there. It's not that he just can't see. He's
not
passes.
like that pinpoint assassin that I thought he was. Someone that could does a good job going through his progressions and doesn't he is not calm.
No,
like at Alabama, there was so much poise in the pocket.
Yeah, antsy as hell now.
It's not on the offensive line this year, or at least it doesn't look to be that.
Yeah,
like against the Saints, I thought his protection was pretty darn good.
Right.
And straight up, even his the backfield's trash. The run blocking was good. These guys can't break tackles. Dude, Carolina can't catch a break. Why are we talking about them here? I'm done, dude. I'm done.
Yeah.
But Houston and the Colts, they're great teams.
Yeah. Very competitive. Really good division.
So do we have to talk about the Patriots, Bengals? We already know the Bengals don't show up in week 1.
Yeah.
You personally know this. What was it, a couple of years ago where they took on the Steelers? Burrow had 4 picks.
Yeah. It's an early year thing for the Bengals. I'm going to wait another couple of weeks before I can say anything about them.
By the way, Kansas State up 28-7.
Unreal.
Yeah, unreal. But
down with Tetro McMillan.
Yeah. I think the one takeaway is, Bengals run defense is just poo-poo. It was bad last year, and
Stevenson did a great job.
Yeah. Oh, dude, he tore it up. Left tackle will be a problem.
Yes.
No surprise for the Patriots.
Aiden Wallace, though, 17 reps, 0 pressures.
Do you know?
Did
you see where he was lined up at?
No, but he had 1 pass block.
He was the 6th offensive line.
Oh, really?
On those reps.
Awesome.
On all of those reps. That's how much they employed a 6th offensive lineman. Polk and Baker were healthy scratches.
Yeah.
I guess that they're not they just don't want to throw them out there just yet, but kind of is what it is.
Are you sure? Polk got a reception that game.
Okay, maybe it was just Baker. That's my bad.
Yeah. Okay, next game. We want to get this under 90 minutes.
Yeah. Seahawks and Bo Picks.
They played an unbelievably conservative game. Not a fan of what Bo looked like past 5 yards down the line of scrimmage.
Do you know he was the only rookie quarterback to complete a pass of 20 yards or more?
Really?
Fun fact.
That's not surprising, though. All these teams have very conservative game plans.
I mean, it's week 1.
Yeah, it's week 1. It's their first time out there. But my biggest takeaway, honestly, was that, I honestly was very unimpressed with the Seahawks in terms of my buddy Zach Charbonnet, apart from that wheel route, did jack shit. I really was hoping for Zach to be far more effective as a relief back.
Kenneth's probably going to be out this week.
I know. That's what scares me. That's what I was going to say. It's transferring to this week. It's he needs to take a big step up for them to continue this. I thought the Seahawks should have been far more efficient in terms of scoring. I thought the score should have been a much bigger margin.
Yeah, to be fair, on the first drive, Geno shot himself in the foot with a big sack and then the interception, but he was pretty good after that.
Yeah.
The defense is great.
Yeah,
for the Seahawks.
Julian
Love is gonna be a star by the end of the year.
Which one?
Julian Love.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. He's already a guy that you could talk about fringe top 10 safety in the league, but I think he's gonna be up there. Boy, Mafe also. He kind of had a coming out party this week.
Yep. Granted, it's against the Broncos line, but Broncos don't have a horrible line.
They don't. They're fine. I mean, dude, Broncos they have no playmakers. They just don't.
Yeah.
Cortland Sutton had a pass go between his hands.
I'm just waiting for Troy Franklin to get on the field, man.
Dude. Did you see the The 26-year-old rookie from Utah, Veal.
Yeah, Devon Bell got 8 receptions, like for like 30 yards too. I'm like, really? Come on, man.
I mean, he's got good size. I mean,
Yeah,
I get it, I guess. Raiders took on the Chargers.
They did. I think that the Chargers kind of took over a little bit later. The Gus bus having himself a day. That was nice. Good to see.
I was gonna say the JK.
No, JK, my bad, not
yeah.
Gus. Yeah,
the Gus
JK.
bus was its usual self.
Yeah.
2 to 3 yards carry.
Yeah, no, I meant to talk about JK. No, it was so good to see JK back and healthy. You know, the Chargers, I think they have a good locker room chemistry. Joe Alt obviously did a great job.
Dude, against Max Crosby, I thought he did solid.
My biggest takeaway, though, for the Raiders, poor utilage of your defensive players. I was looking at the snap counts. It's like they're putting out guys that I just genuinely didn't think deserved to be on a football field when they have a lot of talent. It just didn't make sense to me.
Yeah. I didn't really look at the snap count, actually.
I was just looking even at the defensive stats, and it's like looking at the reps that they had there. And
I forgot Kuntz is on IR. So
yeah,
other starting edge was, tell me if you remember this name, Charles Snowden.
I saw that was the first name that I saw. I'm like, they're cooked. Like they're straight up cooked. You're starting Charles Snowden. There's another guy as well, I think, from that draft that they had. Was it Ellerson Smith who played some reps that game? I'm tripping.
I don't think I see him up here.
There's another like dude who should not be on the field who is listed there.
Janoris Robinson.
Yeah.
Janarius Robinson, former Florida State cat.
Yeah. Wasn't he like a 7th rounder by the Chiefs?
Yeah, Chiefs.
God.
But I mean, I thought the Raiders defense was all right. It was fine.
Better than they should.
It wasn't. It was. That wasn't the reason they lost that game.
Yeah.
But because offensively, like Gardner's gonna go out and Gardner, but like the run game's nothing.
Right.
Well,
they have undersized offensive linemen.
Get Jackson Powers Johnson. Like I guess he's ill or he's rehabbing from injury. Yeah, Cody Whitehair ain't a starting offensive lineman in the league anymore, or at least he shouldn't be. He was bad.
He's a depth guy,
and it killed the run game.
Yep, I totally agree. Okay,
let's move on.
We're
going to talk Commanders and the Baker Mayfield led Buccaroonies.
I said the
Bakerneers.
The Bakerneers. You want to start out this one? I started out the other
one. I can do that. Yeah. Baker baked. It was nice. It was fun. Rashad White, I don't believe he's going to get re-signed.
No, Bucky.
He's fine. He's good in the passing game, but I don't think his production for what I just don't think the vision's there with him. And the offensive line was noticeably much better than it was last year at run blocking.
Yeah.
It wasn't perfect, but it was better. It was a significant improvement. I think Graham Barton was a big part of that. Yeah. But with how good Bucky Irvin played, like you got to imagine it's like, they probably figure they could just stockpile running back, especially with this upcoming class with running backs that White, we're probably not going to bring you back. No. I think he's still got a year left anyway, but
if Genty's available for them in the first, I don't think they can pass on that, depending on where they are, of course.
Oh,
but if they're in the teens, like that's where I think that's just.
I mean, hey, I love Genty. He's my guy. He's my guy.
Well, I'm projecting him based on where Bijan went. Like that's where I think logically he will.
I wouldn't put him on that plane. But
Jameer to that.
I have him as a first rounder.
Yeah,
but I won't put him on the.
I'm not saying that's where I have him. I'm saying that's where I think he'll go.
Oh, he'll go.
What happened?
Bijan went top 10.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Well, Bijan Jameer went 8 and 12, so it's like I think it's going to be near that teen range.
Okay, I was gonna say I could see it like 18 start to be his range, but again,
I was saying 14 on. That's where I think that could be it. But
fine, we'll settle in the middle. 15. Do I hear 15?
15, sure. But still, I mean, they definitely could be looking for that compliment to Bucky Irving, who did a really good job on a cheap contract.
Yeah. What did you think of Jaden Daniels?
Honestly, I thought that he had the biggest flashes out of all the QBs, not just because the stat line, but he was the most poised, so to speak. Granted, none of the other guys were really poised, but he showed that he can translate the rushing ability to the NFL. That's a good sign. We know that he has a good arm. I want him to be a little bit more cognizant of contact, though. He was taking some big hits, but I like the overall performance. Just be more safe.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. And get a helmet that fits.
Oh my God. Yeah. The helmet popping off. You could see his chin was like the chin strap was hanging. It's like, dude, like that's not even the helmet at that point. It's like, dude, I know that you might have a smaller head. Like tighten the chin straps.
Yeah.
It's,
that was kind of wild.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought Jaden, I don't know. I felt like he looked good, but like I don't think he's a guy that's you can trust to like read the defense.
I mean,
if he's gonna extend the play, he's immediately a runner.
Sure.
And I think it's fine. It's fine for now.
He's a damn good runner.
Just go out there and just play your game and just develop. Like Washington's not expecting to be good. The defense is terrible. Who would have thought? Everyone, we replaced half the defense this offseason. We're gonna be great. No, you're not.
You need to replace the whole thing.
Yes. There's still parts there that need. You're telling me you're excited about Michael Davis coming in and playing corner for you? You're telling me Cleveland Farrell really just gets you going? Must not take a lot to get you going then.
I know.
Yeah, but Bucks are going to be fun. Bucks
defense still worries me a little bit though.
I thought it looked better in portions, and I do worry about the pass rush, but Yaya had a good game.
Yeah, I liked Yaya, but Joe Tryon hasn't developed at all.
No,
in terms of where I'm hoping.
No. I mean, I kind of figured he's not going to be brought back anyway.
No, but like that's going to be a key piece.
Cowboys, Browns, we finally got there.
There we go.
So
final game.
Your hot take. Not looking so hot.
Which one? Oh, the Deshaun Watson.
Yeah.
He's just so much rust, man. And then all this other bullshit that's going on.
I don't even know if it's rust at this point, man. He is just. I just don't think
people are starting to retroactively look at his previous performance in Houston and trying to like think.
But that's the guy that Cleveland traded for. Houston Deshaun.
Right. And the Houston Deshaun was really solid. The thing is, he was out for a year. And then
dare I say, Houston Deshaun was like a top 7 quarterback.
Oh, yeah. He was phenomenal. And it's just like people were trying to say Bill O'Brien brought over Clemson's offense and it made it easy for him. I'm like, yeah, like that would translate to the NFL. That would end up coming back or like ending up running up the score on the Chiefs early in a playoff game. Like,
so what you're saying is Deshaun needs to go back to school and play for Boston College under Bill O'Brien.
I mean, they have a running style quarterback right now that's actually quite fun. So
they take on Mizzou tomorrow.
Dude, that's such a good game.
That is low-key. That's not a bad game.
I'm going to the BC SMU game, and it's going to be so fun. So fun.
BC. Oh, okay. I was like, wait. I was thinking
it's not this week. It's like in November.
Yeah, I was like, who are they playing tomorrow? Who the hell's BC?
No, we
just talked about Boston College, Mizzou. They can't be.
Yeah, we already played the team this week.
Yeah, Deshaun's broken.
Yeah, it's the worst trade in history, in my opinion. Like in retrospect, not in the moment. In retrospect.
Oh yeah, well yeah. I mean, that's how
it's. People are
only
saying
way to really gauge it. Like in the moment, you're just projecting at that point.
Right. People are saying the Bryce trade up was, and like Bryce trade up is a really bad trade, especially now that you're looking at it. But like you can still get out of Bryce.
A class with Anthony Richardson and CJ Stroud, and you're the one that traded up and got the bus, potential bus. I don't want to be out on Bryce.
We're both at 9 to 9.5 though.
Yeah.
If it continues for 3 more weeks, he's done.
I'll go with 7. I'll go with 7 for now.
Okay. But regardless, it's like even in that you can get out of Bryce Young. The Browns can't get out of it. They're
they worked his contract. Just what they restructured this year,
$80 million for both years now
to extend him. Oh gosh, I hope he has a turnaround. Go enjoy your foods.
It's not good, but that doesn't mean they can't bench him. But we are closing on that 90-minute mark. We have 2 more games to go over.
You don't want to say anything about the Cowboys?
Yeah, so Marshawn Nealand had 5 pressures. That's sick. It's good to see at least he can produce when Sam is not healthy. That's a big plus. I mean, they feasted on the backup tackles. I mean, you're not talking about them playing creme de la creme offensive line, and DeJuan Jones was still a quality offensive lineman last year. I think that, you're still facing quality players, but they showed up. I think that they need more weapons.
I feel like Dak, he was fresh off of getting paid that morning, and he came out there and was like, I'm just gonna throw this around.
Dude, I mean, like, that's what makes me so happy. That makes me so happy to see someone who gets paid and still plays like they're trying to get paid.
Oh, dude, freaking Raiders fans are probably raging right now.
Why?
Because there goes your free agent.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I would have thrown the bag, especially with this quarterback class. I would have thrown the bag at Dak.
I was like saying as a joke for the Eagles to trade Jalen and sign Dak. It's just like, because the Dak would be an upgrade. He would be. I think that I would agree to that. I don't know if you're in that mindset, but I think Jalen's the worst part of the offense at the moment.
I mean that we're only 1 game in. The field sucked. I mean, I'm not making excuses. He didn't have a particularly great play, but I still think Jalen's fine.
He just got married, so he lost that dog. Okay, well, we just breached the 90-minute mark. Let's get through these last 2.
All right. We had the Rams losing in overtime to the Lions. The Rams, their offensive line came to pieces, and mind you, Alaric Jackson, he's suspended for another game. Nope Boom went to IR. Avila went to IR. Puka went to IR. Dude, Darius Williams went to IR prior to the season.
God.
Along with they have like Trey Tomlinson IR. They have Darion Kendrick IR. Like, dude, this team
they're like the Ravens. Like the way the Ravens used to be like 5 years ago.
Dude, how much longer till Stafford hits IR?
My hot take, I think, was that McVay was done after this year. I think that might be
I don't know, man. That
McVay and Stafford.
Real promising. Like, dude, Jared Verse. I'm so happy I kept him edge 1.
I mean, obviously, I kept him edge 2, but it's like,
I mean, I think that's fair. Last year's, I think those top 3 were really good.
Yeah.
But dude, Verse did that against Decker and Sewell.
Yeah,
it's freaking impressive.
That was the big cherry on top for me. He did a fantastic.
Mainly it was Decker he was winning. I don't want to. I throw Sewell out there. He lined up a few times next to Sewell.
Sewell looks like arguably the best tackle in the NFL.
Yes.
Like if you have him and Darsaw next to each other, probably the best tackle duo, hands down.
Yeah, no, that offensive line is probably the best in the NFL.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Jared Goff didn't even play that well. So
That's
Jameson Williams though.
Finally. About damn time, dude.
I'll take it, dude. I'll take it. I'll take my victory lap now.
They're one Tetro McMillan away.
Dude. I don't think they're gonna be anywhere near him though, unfortunately.
What did he do tonight?
Tetero?
Yeah.
Tetero is going off, but
okay.
He's got 11 receptions for 138 yards.
Okay, good.
But they are down 21.
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, I just wanted to make sure he didn't get 2 receptions for
24. Yeah. The only problem is Tetero is the offense.
Yeah. Because Jonah Coleman left.
And Cowan.
Yeah, well, Cowan went to the draft. But
I mean, to be fair, the running back they have there that
he's solid.
Yeah, the guy they brought over from San Jose State.
Yeah.
Because that's who the coach they hired. I'm still unfamiliar with him. The San Jose State coach.
Yeah.
He brought over a couple of his players, one being the running back who was solid in the first 2 outings.
It's too bad Carmona didn't come with him to replace Morgan's spot.
Yeah.
Anyways, last game.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say nothing else.
I mean, I thought it was pretty straight. You said everything perfectly.
Okay, cool.
Braden Fisk had his flashes.
I'll let you talk about Monday night then.
Okay, Niners Jets. Honestly, Rodgers, unimpressive performance, but at the same time, I think there was a lot of buzzkills, like fumble here. Just his first drives just did not build up enough momentum. But Lazard popping off was not something I really expected to see.
It's not something I wanted.
yeah, I know. We wanted it to be a Garrett Wilson show and a Mike Williams show. But the fact that the Niners have
Mike Williams on the field.
Yeah, I think he was. But regardless,
9 snaps.
Yeah, that's atrocious too. But the fact that Christian McCaffrey can be out and the Niners can still be unbelievably efficient.
Freaking Jordan, and he's out this week too.
Yeah, it's just like, and I think they're saying it got worse. The injury, he could be on IR.
He might go to IR. Yeah,
I think they should. I mean, if Jordan Mason can play well this week, put him on IR. Like, screw it. Make sure your guy's healthy.
But I think any running back can play well for the Niners.
Yeah, it's great. It's great though. Good for the Niners. I think the Jets have some kinks to work out, but honestly, they played probably the roughest team to play week 1.
Yeah, that would be the roughest team to play week 1.
Yep.
You had Tyron Smith and Morgan Moses gave up combined 7 pressures.
Yeah,
they had 2 penalties. But I mean, it's Nick Bosa. Nick Bosa does that to people.
Yeah,
I'm not worried.
Yeah,
I'm more worried about the run defense for the Jets.
That was a surprise.
Like, honestly. I mean, the Niners are going to be able to run, but they were able to run.
Yeah, to that level, it was a bit eyebrow raising, I'd say.
Yeah. Oh. I mean, the Jets will have better days. I thought Rodgers, even if like you're removed from the injury, shaking off the rust.
Yeah.
You got by Leonard Floyd this year.
Yay.
Count your prayers. I thought honestly, considering the week we had of quarterback performances, I thought it was solid. I thought it was all right.
When you look at the rest of them, yeah, I guess so.
I mean, this was the week where like quarterbacks were like, woof.
Yeah.
I think the average passing yards was like 200. Everybody in fantasy is like freaking out because like the whole tight end position was just trash this week unless you were Isaiah Likely.
Yeah.
So like, because I had Kincaid and I was like, ooh, that's a nice 2.5 points I just got.
I had Jonnu Smith on my bench. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. He's actually someone who produced point wise.
Did he?
Yeah. He got I mean, like not crazy, but
I mean, it's the tight end position. It's usually not going to be like nuts, but
right.
Yeah. I think Kyle Pitts like saved his day with a touchdown.
He did. He did, which is nice. Good to see that.
Yeah. But
it's time to go to bed.
Although we've come to the end of the road, I can't let go. Freaking love Boyce, man. I saw him live in concert in Vegas, and golly, my panties were wet.
The hell,
man. Too far? That's on me.
I missed you, man. Obviously, yeah. This is why I wanted to make sure that we had these streams. There's still a little bit of brain rot in there. That's the best part. The analysis, the brain rot. That's what's up.
Oh man, I don't know. I don't think it's gonna be a lackluster week of college football, but like there's a few good matchups in there, but I feel like there's nothing crazy of consequence.
Sure. Unless something happens. Like
this Arizona Kansas State game might be the biggest game of consequence, and it's not looking good for Arizona. They're down 24.
I'm just excited for Fafita to be like minus 50 points.
Yeah, he's returning. He's a true junior, so
I don't think so. His brother's gonna be showing up.
No, him and McMillan are the same recruiting class. They played together, so.
Oh, I was saying like Fafita might transfer over, stay, because I think Dash Fafita wants to go there, or maybe Dash could be the backup to Noah for next year.
Yeah, I mean,
I think they all stay.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard the last 2 years Archie Manning was going to be the star over at Ewers, so.
Well, he'll get to show it next year. He's already showing it sometimes this year.
It was Colorado State. Let's calm down.
At least you can perform against someone who's poor. That's a start.
I mean, yeah. Dominate who you're supposed to dominate.
Right.
All right, Alex.
All right, dude.
It's been fun. It's been real. It's been fun, real. So
take it easy, homie.
Take it easy.
All right, everybody. We love you. Later, y'all.